What someone may want you to know right now. My beloved child. Don't skip, because what you are about to hear may explain a feeling that has been following you for longer than you realize. Someone has been carrying words they never found the courage to say, and those words have been growing heavier with every passing day. They replay conversations in their mind, wondering how everything changed so quickly. They remember moments that looked ordinary on the outside but became unforgettable inside their heart. Right now, while you are listening, their thoughts keep circling back to you. Something huge is waiting for you, but the first step is understanding why this message is finding you today instead of yesterday. There is a reason your attention stopped here. There is a reason these words feel strangely familiar. Sometimes the loudest message is the one that was never spoken aloud, and today you are finally close enough to hear what has been hidden in silence. There is something this person may want you to know, but fear has been standing between you and the truth. They want you to know that distance never erased what they felt. Time never erased your importance. Every attempt to move forward somehow led them back to memories connected to you. They have questioned themselves more than you could imagine. They have wondered whether reaching out would change everything or make everything worse. That uncertainty has trapped them for far too long. Don't skip, because the next realization changes the entire picture. They are beginning to understand that silence has become more painful than honesty. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with a simple truth they have been avoiding. They are no longer pretending that you meant nothing. They are no longer convincing themselves that forgetting you was easy. Behind closed doors, they have admitted something they would never admit in front of anyone else, that your presence left a mark they cannot replace. Even when life became busy, even when distractions filled every empty moment, one unexpected reminder always brought your name back into their thoughts. They may never tell the world this, but deep inside they know that one conversation with you could change everything they have been carrying. Stay till the end, because the most important part has not been revealed yet. The message they may want you to hear is not about regret alone. It is about realization. They finally understand that some connections refuse to disappear no matter how much time passes. They want you to know that they noticed your strength even during moments when you believed nobody was paying attention. They noticed how you kept moving even when your heart felt heavy. They noticed the kindness you gave without expecting anything in return. Those quiet details stayed with them longer than dramatic moments ever could. That is why this message feels different. It is not built on empty promises. It is built on everything left unsaid. Don't skip, because what happens next may surprise you more than anything you've imagined. Someone is standing at the edge of a decision they can no longer postpone. The silence is becoming impossible for them to carry. The questions are becoming louder than their excuses. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is only the beginning of a message that has been waiting far too long to find its way into your life. A quiet shift is already happening, even if nobody else can see it. The person who has been holding everything inside is starting to realize that waiting any longer could become their biggest mistake. Every day they tell themselves, maybe tomorrow. Every night they wonder if tomorrow will already be too late. Don't skip, because this is where everything begins to change. Something huge is waiting for you, and the signs are becoming impossible for them to ignore. They keep noticing little reminders that unexpectedly bring your memory back into focus. A familiar place. A familiar song. A simple phrase spoken by someone else. None of these moments seem important to anyone around them, yet each one quietly points them back toward you. They are beginning to understand that some connections never truly disappear, they simply wait for the right moment to be acknowledged. What they may want you to know right now is that they are no longer running from those feelings. For the first time in a long while, they are allowing themselves to face the truth instead of hiding from it. The most surprising part is that they never expected this realization to arrive so suddenly. They believed they had everything under control until one unexpected moment changed their perspective completely. It wasn't a dramatic event. It was a simple realization that made everything else seem clear. They finally saw how much your presence influenced their life without them noticing. Don't skip, because this revelation is only growing stronger. Something huge is waiting for you. They have replayed countless conversations, wondering what they should have said differently. They have imagined how things might have changed if honesty had arrived sooner instead of silence. That thought refuses to leave them alone anymore. Every attempt to ignore it only makes it return with even greater force. Deep inside, they know they cannot keep pretending everything is fine when their heart keeps pointing in the same direction. The message forming inside them is becoming clearer every single day, and soon it may become impossible for them to keep it locked away. Stay till the end, because another layer of this story is about to unfold. The person connected to this message is standing between fear and courage, and that balance cannot last forever. They know that unanswered questions only grow heavier with time. They know that opportunities rarely wait forever. Don't skip, because the next step belongs to them, not to coincidence. Something huge is waiting for you, and the feeling surrounding this connection is becoming stronger than their doubts. They may still hesitate for a little while, but hesitation is no longer winning. Their heart has already started moving before their words have caught up. Soon, a choice will have to be made, and once that choice is made, nothing will feel the same as before. This message is only revealing the beginning of what they truly want you to know, and the next moment may uncover the one truth they have been protecting from everyone, including themselves. A moment is approaching that neither of you can predict, yet it has been quietly building for far longer than either of you realizes. My beloved child. Don't skip, because the next few moments may reveal why this connection has never completely faded. Something huge is waiting for you. The person connected to this message has reached a point where pretending no longer feels possible. They have tried to distract themselves. They have tried to convince themselves that everything belongs in the past. But every attempt to move on has only brought them back to the same question: what if I never said what needed to be said? That single thought has become impossible to silence. It follows them through ordinary days, turning simple moments into reminders that there is still something unfinished between you. What they may want you to know right now is that they finally recognize your value in a way they never did before. Sometimes people only understand the importance of someone after enough time has passed to reveal what was always there. They have started noticing how different life feels without your energy, your kindness, your presence, and the comfort you quietly brought into their world. Don't skip, because this realization is growing stronger every day. Something huge is waiting for you, and they are beginning to understand that real connections cannot be replaced by temporary distractions. The more they search for peace elsewhere, the more they discover that their heart keeps returning to the same place. They are no longer asking whether you mattered. Now they are asking themselves whether they waited too long to admit it. That question has become heavier than any fear they once carried. Stay till the end, because the story is about to take another unexpected turn. The silence that once protected them is slowly becoming the very thing pushing them toward action. They can feel that keeping everything inside is no longer bringing peace. Instead, it has become a weight they are tired of carrying. Don't skip, because the next chapter begins with a decision that has been delayed for far too long. Something huge is waiting for you. Very soon, hesitation may give way to honesty, and uncertainty may be replaced with courage. Whether through words, an unexpected sign, or a moment neither of you planned, the distance between hidden feelings and spoken truth is becoming smaller than ever before. The message is no longer just a thought inside their heart. It is becoming a choice they know they cannot avoid much longer. Everything has been leading to this point, even if it didn't seem that way before. My beloved child. Stay till the end, because the next truth may completely change the way you see this connection. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who has remained silent for so long is beginning to realize that every unanswered feeling creates another question they can no longer escape. They have reached the stage where imagining a conversation with you feels less frightening than imagining a future where they never tried at all. That realization has quietly changed everything. What once felt impossible now feels necessary. They are noticing that every time they convince themselves to stay silent, their heart pushes back even harder. The message inside them is becoming clearer, stronger, and impossible to ignore. There is another truth they may want you to know. They admire qualities in you that they never properly acknowledged. Your patience. Your resilience. The way you continued moving forward even when life became uncertain. Those things stayed with them far longer than they expected. Don't skip, because this changes the story in a powerful way. Something huge is waiting for you. They have finally understood that genuine connections are built on honesty, not perfect timing. Every delay has only made their feelings more certain instead of weaker. They are no longer searching for reasons to walk away. Instead, they are searching for the courage to step closer. Even if fear still whispers in the background, hope is beginning to speak louder. For the first time in a long while, they believe that what has been left unsaid deserves a chance to be spoken. The next step belongs to them, and they know it. Stay till the end because this journey is reaching a turning point that cannot be postponed forever. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Soon, a decision will replace hesitation, and silence will no longer feel like the safest option. They understand that some opportunities only appear once, and they do not want this connection to become another unanswered what if. Whether the moment arrives sooner than expected or unfolds in a way neither of you could predict, the truth has already begun moving toward the surface. The words they have protected for so long are closer than ever to being spoken, and when that moment finally arrives, you may realize that this message was preparing you for it all along. My beloved child. There is one final barrier standing between silence and truth, and it is much smaller than it appears. Don't skip, because what you're about to hear could explain why everything has felt so different lately. Something huge is waiting for you. The person connected to this message has stopped asking whether they should express what is in their heart. Now they are asking when. That single change has shifted everything. They are no longer hiding behind endless excuses or convincing themselves that time will solve everything on its own. Deep inside, they know that unanswered feelings never disappear, they only grow louder. Every sunrise feels like another opportunity they almost missed, and every sunset reminds them that waiting forever is no longer an option. Their heart has already made a decision, even if their words are still trying to catch up. Another truth is quietly coming into focus. They may want you to know that they never forgot the small moments. They remember the conversations that seemed ordinary but somehow stayed with them. They remember the encouragement, the laughter, the calmness, and even the silence that somehow spoke louder than words. Stay till the end, because this realization carries more weight than they ever expected. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. They finally understand that the strongest connections are rarely the loudest ones. Instead, they are built through countless little moments that become impossible to replace. That realization has changed the way they see you forever. What once felt like a passing chapter now feels like a story that was never truly finished. Every day that passes only strengthens the feeling that there is still something important left to say, and they can no longer ignore that quiet voice reminding them of you. The moment of truth is drawing closer than either of you realizes. Don't skip, because the next step could arrive when you least expect it. Something huge is waiting for you. The distance between hidden feelings and spoken words is becoming smaller with every passing day. Fear is slowly losing its grip, while courage is finding its place. Soon, the silence that has lasted for so long may finally give way to honesty, and what has remained hidden could finally come into the light. This message is not ending here, it is building towards something even greater. The next chapter reveals why this connection refused to fade, why these emotions kept returning, and why the truth has been moving toward you all along, waiting for the exact moment when both hearts are finally ready to hear it. My beloved child. This is the moment where everything begins to feel different. Don't skip, because the message has reached the point where silence can no longer hide the truth. Something huge is waiting for you. The person connected to these words has spent so much time wondering how you would react that they almost forgot the most important question: what happens if they never speak at all? That thought has become impossible to ignore. It follows them through quiet mornings and restless nights, reminding them that some opportunities are too meaningful to leave behind. They are beginning to understand that fear has protected them from nothing. It has only delayed the words that have been waiting to reach you. Now, instead of asking whether they should open their heart, they are slowly preparing themselves to finally let those feelings be seen. There is another truth they may want you to know, and it is one they never expected to admit. They no longer want assumptions to tell your story. They no longer want silence to speak on their behalf. Stay till the end, because this changes everything. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. They have realized that every moment spent wondering is another moment that could have been spent being honest. The weight they have carried is becoming too heavy, and the only thing that feels right anymore is truth. They are imagining what it would feel like to finally stop hiding, to finally replace uncertainty with clarity. That picture keeps growing brighter in their mind, and every time they see it, their courage grows stronger. What once felt impossible now feels closer than ever before, and that quiet determination is becoming impossible to stop. The final piece is falling into place. Don't skip, because the next chapter changes the direction of everything you have heard so far. Something huge is waiting for you. A turning point is approaching that neither of you can fully predict, but both of you may feel when it arrives. The words that have remained hidden are closer than they have ever been to finding their voice. The hesitation that once controlled every decision is beginning to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence that refuses to disappear. Soon, what has lived only in thoughts may finally become reality. This message was never about coincidence, it was about timing. And now, that timing is beginning to unfold in a way that neither heart will be able to ignore, because the truth that has waited so patiently is finally ready to be revealed. My beloved child. Stop for just a moment and listen carefully. This is not where the story slows down, it is where everything begins to accelerate. Don't skip, because the next few moments may reveal the reason this connection has refused to disappear from your life. Something huge is waiting for you. The person connected to this message has reached a point where their heart is no longer asking for permission. It is demanding action. Every excuse they once believed now feels weaker than the truth they have been trying to avoid. They have spent countless nights imagining what they would say if they had one final chance. Now they are realizing that waiting for the perfect moment has only stolen precious time. The silence that once felt safe has become the very thing they fear the most. They know they cannot keep carrying words that were always meant to be heard. An unexpected shift has taken place inside them. It wasn't caused by one dramatic event. It happened quietly, almost without warning. Suddenly they understood that every road they explored somehow led them back to the same thought, you. Don't skip, because this changes everything. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They are no longer wondering whether this connection mattered. They already know the answer. What they are questioning now is whether they still have the courage to tell you before another opportunity slips away. Every memory has become sharper. Every forgotten detail has returned with surprising clarity. The conversations they once overlooked now mean everything. The smiles they thought were ordinary now feel unforgettable. They have finally realized that the strongest connections are not measured by how often two people speak, but by how impossible they are to forget. That realization has become impossible to ignore, and it is pushing them toward a decision that could change everything. Now the moment you've been waiting for is closer than ever. Don't skip, because the next step is no longer about feelings, it is about choice. Something huge is waiting for you. Very soon, the distance between silence and honesty will disappear. The walls they built around their heart are beginning to crack, and the truth they protected for so long is ready to come into the light. They understand that some doors only open once, and they refuse to watch this one close without trying. When that moment arrives, nothing will feel ordinary anymore. The questions that have lived in silence may finally receive answers. The connection that seemed unfinished may finally begin writing its next chapter. And when everything becomes clear, you may look back at this very moment and realize that this message wasn't predicting the future, it was preparing your heart for the truth that was already on its way.